Ministry was a second career for me. At once a wild surprise, and at the same time a confirmation of a deeply held knowing that this is what God called me to. I was ordained as a minister of word and sacrament on the day after my 40th birthday. And now, almost 3 decades later, having served as a co-pastor with my spouse, a chaplain, a solo pastor, and save the best to last, a mid-council leader, my ministry is coming to a close. And I have a lot of feelings about that. A lot of grief, way more than I anticipated, but mostly gratitude. My deepest longing in my ministry, no matter the role or the location of the role, has been to share the love of Christ. I have never been called to preserve an institution. I have never felt called to return the church to some former glory, the church that never was. Because, friends, that's not a thing. Moving forward into an uncertain future is the only direction we ever go when we follow Christ. And thankfully, as a church, as a presbytery, we get to do that together. It makes it just a little less scary. My pragmatic self sees who we are and the challenges that confront us. And through it all, I am still convinced that our primary task as individual believers and as Christ Church is to bear witness to divine love, even if we die trying. Most of us who have committed to serving the church as ruling elders, as teaching elders, live for those momentary glimpses of the church, maybe not the church that never was, but the church as we know it can be. A place of welcome and belonging, a place where doubters and skeptics and questioners can express what they have had to squelch in other church spaces, a place where children and adolescents are loved into faith, not shushed and silenced and scolded for being who they are and what they are. A place where, as Cheyenne said, there is always room at the table. And when it gets crowded, as it will do when a church actually practices radical hospitality, another chair is pulled up and another leaf is added to the table. A place where everybody, and I mean everybody, is valued. A place where generosity flourishes when there is need, and there's always a need. A place where people come to worship and learn and love, and then go out into the world to rail at what is wrong and do justice and make peace and enact change and be changed. Here in the Presbytery of Great Rivers over the last 3 years, I have witnessed these momentary glimpses of the church as it is supposed to be. God knows, not every day, not even every week, but enough. Enough to know that for all the talk of a dying church, a church dwindling in relevance, a church out of touch and out of step, God still lives and moves and changes human hearts and lives and minds. Is there conflict? Yes, there is. Thank you very much. Is there frustration? Is it hard to find pastors? Is it hard to afford your buildings? Is it hard to be church when you have an aging congregation that doesn't have the energy or the bodies to do all the things you used to do? Yes, check all the boxes. It's true. It is a hard time to be church, and that doesn't even take into account the conflict and the chaos of the world around us. And still, there's no thing I would rather have given the last 30 years of my life to than this church. When people ask me what I do, it's kind of hard to describe, like, what's a lead presbyter? But I am so proud to be Presbyterian for all of our faults and foibles. I am so grateful to be a part of a church that makes room for people, even though we get it wrong a lot. I am so proud to be a church that has been willing to change its mind on hard things. And I tell people all the time, like, my favorite people in the world besides my family are Presbyterian pastors. I mean, you all are amazing. You are smart, you are driven, you are educated, you are solid, you are people of integrity, you are people who have made me better. You are so good. In Paul's letter to the Philippians, he writes, I thank God every time I remember you, constantly praying with joy in every one of my prayers for all of you, because of your sharing in the gospel from the first day until now. I am confident of this, that the one who began a good work among you will bring it to completion by the day of Jesus Christ. For all my arguments with Paul, and I have many, this thank you note of sorts to the Philippians was hopeful and sincerely affectionate, expressing appreciation for the support they provided him and Timothy while they were in jail. He experienced their grace and God's in tangible ways and wants them to know how much it means to them. Friends, in the political and cultural hellscape that is our life these days, that has been the context of our life together for 3 years, you have shown me your grace and God's in so many ways. And I am just privileged beyond words that you have been my partners in ministry. And I'm grateful that in some divine way, we will always be bound together because of this. May it be so.